Oh, snaps, and we are live. Welcome, everyone. We are currently live from the Kentucky Emergency Services Conference 2021, and we're in the Expo Hall right now. You can probably hear everybody in the background as this is all going on right now. They have it's like a dinner with the vendors type thing. So they've got attendees going through and walking around and everything and visiting with all the vendors. I have a special guest with me, Halcyon Frank, Live Front.
Am I really special if I'm on all the time?
Yeah.
Am I still special? Okay.
So we've got, it looks like, we've got some viewers that are popping in, and let us know how this is working, because I'm guessing that it is a little laggy because the Wi-Fi isn't the greatest. Plus, I think I left it going in at HD, like 1080p and stuff, so we might be like, like doing the robot and shit. So, yes. And, as always, a shout out to the sponsors, the Digital Rep Deploy, as well as Carbine. Thank you so very much. And also to the entire conference for bringing the podcast back here to the Super Session earlier today. And it was excellent. Thank you so very much. And then for those who are jumping in right now, you can throw in a roll call. I want to see if this is actually working. And we're live here with Karen as well. What's going on? We're doing a live episode.
Twice, double live.
Yes, double live. So before we get started, before I ask you what I was going to ask you, this is your first time at this conference, right?
Yes.
Okay, tell me what you think.
So far, so good. No one egged me at my session or threw other produce.
This is good.
So that was
or
good.
Other produce?
Or other. I mean, like, I don't know what people.
If you had the choice, what would you rather get hit with, like tomatoes or eggs?
I think eggs.
Eggs would be better.
Because it would just wipe out easier. Yes, it'd be moisturizing. Karen just did this. It would. Eggs would be like a nice moisturizer, make a face mask out of it.
It would, yes.
Tomatoes stain.
Multiple stuff.
Like I had a white shirt, so tomatoes would have been a very bad combination. And like any other vegetable, like a potato and eggplant, those would just hurt.
I mean, you could make some sort of omelet out of it, though, possibly.
Yes.
Later.
But that also made me think of your session this morning, that you didn't record this one for the open mic, but there was some gems.
Oh, my Lord. Were there some gems? There was a call that was shared about voodoo in a body part.
A female body part. We'll narrow it down. I enjoy Karen's face. Just went.
Well, okay. So the face that Karen just made here. So the sound guy. So while I was doing the session, which ended up being awesome, it was fun. There was a lot of conversation, a lot of stories being shared. But definitely during the open mic part, there was a part where I don't even know if I was. What?
You're talking about the sound guy?
When he walked into the room as someone was talking about one of the stories.
That poor guy. Was he with the conference or the hotel?
I'm not sure.
Because he's not going to be with either now after he walked in during that story.
I know. I see our homie Jeannie here. Maybe she can fill us in the comments here. But it was awesome. You did a good job. Thank you very much for all the help and everything. Yeah. But as soon as this gentleman walked in, there was part of a story that was shared that was pretty like, whoa. And he made a face, and he even jumped a little bit because the door shut, and they said what they said, and he goes, oh.
There was a rear end involved in the story to keep it PG.
Good use of words there.
I want to say something, but I think it doesn't sound inappropriate, but it probably would be very inappropriate.
Yes, but it was amazing.
Yes.
Oh, and she says he is with the conference.
Oh, good.
Yes.
So maybe he's not like traumatized.
Thank you. Yes, it was. No, he was laughing.
Okay.
Someone said something to him, and he started busting up laughing, like right after he heard what they had said, and it was just good stuff. I loved it. But yes, there were a lot of stories that were shared that were definitely for us there in that moment in time. and it was excellent.
It was.
So you got a chance to attend the reception last night,
I
right?
did. It was A+. Karen probably won't appreciate this, but Karen Marquez and I, we held down the dance floor.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
I walked into a session this morning, and they were like, "There's the rump shaker." And I would like everyone to refer to me as that now. Please and thank you.
You heard it here first.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Halcyon Frank at the dispatch lab is now the rump shaker. All I want to do is do my zoom.
Yeah, it was 80s theme, so that goes really well, actually.
That was, yeah. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah. So can I tell my other funny story about the dance part?
Yeah, of course.
So then I was going in the elevator back up to my room, and mind you, like, I was like of sound mind during all this. Like, I wasn't dancing because of like liquid courage. Like, I just am normally like this. And so this nice gentleman, he's like, "Oh, can I ride in the elevator?" I'm like, "Yeah, right." And I was like, just joking. I'm like, "Well, I've been dancing, so I apologize, if I smell, from dancing." And he's like, "Oh yeah, we saw you." I was like, in my head, I was like, "Why do you have to say it like that?"
I know,
like,
right? Yeah.
We saw you.
Yeah, we saw you, rump shaker. We saw you. Our good friend Ernie Stevens has just joined us as well. He goes,
Whoa.
"Just joined. Be cautioned. I am 3 glasses of wine into my dinner." Yes.
Wait, your dinner is 3 glasses of wine? Or with your dinner, you have 3 glasses of wine? Not that I would ever just have 3 glasses of wine for dinner. That's not good, but...
I mean, it could be kind of awesome. He said yes.
I do like
Yes
a
to
good
which
wine.
one?
Yeah, right. Yes. That's what I did appreciate. This is how our normal conversations go. Like, we just jump. That does remind me, though, that you might appreciate this. And I don't remember who it was, so I apologize. I can't attribute to this. But one of the Facebook groups for dispatchers, they had said, like, ask a question and then answer it without, like, giving an answer. And it's the whole, like, are they driving east or west? And your caller's like, yes. Like, that's what it reminds me of. Like, when you're asking, and you're like, was it a blue car? Was it a red car? And they're like, yes.
Dude, okay. So whenever that would happen and I was on the phone with somebody, I would say yes to which one. I asked 2 different questions. And then they would say, "Wait, what was the question again?" and then I would respond back and everything, and I would say, but then sometimes they would do it again, and they would say yes. I'm like, okay, hold on a minute here. Time out. Saved by the Bell style.
Right. I'm out.
Yes. These are the 2 questions. Yes to which one? And they're like, oh, okay.
Or maybe, plot twist, the car was half red and half blue, and they were never wrong.
See? That could happen. Sarah's on. What is up? What is going on, girl? And Joyce just jumped in here as well.
Whoa.
And so you know what? That's so some of the stuff on open mic that I've talked about. I have said, what if the person wasn't a 1096 caller?
You and your 10 codes. You got interoperability. I'm just kidding. I use 10 codes too.
I'm just saying because it's 2021.
It's not 1096 in ours.
What number is it for yours?
We don't use it a lot, so I want to say
1096. I thought it was kind of universal.
Does that literally mean that type of person?
Karen, 1096. What is it? See,
what?
She got it.
It's a number.
It's a number. You heard it here, folks. Here first, folks. 1096 is a number. So for like in California, it's something like something J. I do know that. But so it used to be that you would say, I want to say it's like a 1099, but
for us, that was a warrant.
Whatever that meant, like that 10 code, whichever one it was, meant the tower lights. So back when you used to check tower lights, you would be like 1099 J1, like lights don't go all the way to the top. So that would be how you would call them, like lights don't go all the way to the top. but then that became offensive. So we don't use that anymore.
See? Yeah. See, that's why I was just saying 1096 is 2021.
Mental patient, detained suspect.
Yes, right there.
Geez, Karen, for someone who didn't want to be on
Mental
video, you're sure close to us.
Oh, snap. That's right. So there you go. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And
Karen
so-
said, peace out.
yeah, she's out. So I'm looking at the comments over
it's
here.
like, what are you?
So Ernie says the tower lights are in crisis,
That's also accurate.
and then Sarah says cute outfit. Oh, thank you. Oh no, she meant you.
Maybe she's talking to me.
I know. I just playing. I'm playing.
Or maybe she's talking to you. I don't know.
No, just joking.
Could go either way.
Definitely talking about you, not me. I look like a dork. I'm all right.
Because she knows I'm wearing cheetah print. And that's like our neutral. It's our
There you
favorite
go.
color. Cheetah print's a color. Don't argue with me.
So here's the question, or here's the story.
Another
first.
question.
Yes, here's the story first. And Ernie, since you are watching this as well, you can weigh on this. Anybody can weigh on this, but I want to see what you have to say about this. As
Your
well,
expert
Ernie.
opinion.
Yeah, and I think those of you who are watching right now probably heard the story already, but I want to ask Halcyon as well. So when I was working in Florida, I was in dispatch, middle of the night. One of my officers ends up pulling over a guy. He's got a warrant. Guy flees, takes off on foot. We end up calling the sheriff's department.
I love pursuits. Go
I
on.
know, right?
I love my favorite.
We end up getting hold of the sheriff's department because we need canine. So they start tracking. The canine keeps going to a residence, the backyard of the residence, because there's an above ground pool there. Okay, and the dog keeps going to the pool.
You're like,
The
nobody.
officers don't know why. They're not sure why. Again, it's in the middle of the night.
Because he was hiding in there.
Yes. They kept going back and back and back. Finally, they look close, and they see a straw.
I think that's genius.
There is a straw coming out of the water.
Genius.
The guy had been hiding in the water the whole time in the pool. Now the dog, smart as hell.
The cops.
But so for the suspect, clever or dumb?
I think that's clever. It's clever because without the dog, he would have gotten away. Like, clearly they didn't see. Like, but all it takes is once,
Yeah.
and no one else can ever do that because now they've seen that trick.
This is
But
true.
on his part, he was close, man. I feel like he was real close to getting away.
And he was down. He was there for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, he had to have been. I don't even know how he would be.
But I also want to
keep
know,
himself down there.
where did you get the straw?
Right? Yeah.
Like, did you carry what? Like, did you have an emergency straw? You're like, I don't know. I may need this one.
Oh, dude. Okay, so we have to explore that a little bit. Because can you imagine the dude taking off? He's like, oh hell no, I'm not going back. Just taking off, just trying to figure out what he has on him and stuff, and then
Straw.
takes it off the wrapper, blows it out.
I hope it was a paper straw because that's very irresponsible to be using a plastic one.
Oh, hold on a minute. Ernie here says, who carries a straw? They book him for possession of drug paraphernalia.
I was going to say that they booked him for having a not paper straw. Wasn't that in like California or something? Like it was illegal to like
so, something
have a
like that.
plastic straw.
Yeah, correct us if we're wrong.
I
don't
bet
know.
he went.
Possible.
I bet he did a hard time for the straw, not anything else.
Or
Just kidding.
Or what if when he passed by that house, he just started looking in the garbage? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah. But and then put the straw. I don't. Let's not explore that avenue anymore. I don't like it.
Sarah says the turtles.
The turtles. Say the turtles.
And Ernie says, I bet it was his kid's crazy straw.
Wait, was it one of those plastic ones? With like a little cartoon guy on it, like a crazy. Oh my god, that'd be so good. Was it Was it like a regular straw or was it like a smoothie straw? Because those ones are whiter, so you'd be able to get more
That's true.
air.
That's true.
So you could probably hide down there all day with a smoothie
But,
straw.
I mean, this is like 2001, 2002. I don't think smoothies were really big at the time.
The basic white girl had not taken over yet. With our smoothies.
I don't know what kind of straw it was. I just remember when they came back to the PD, he was dripping wet, and I said, "Why is he wet? Like, what happened?"
Mhm.
And then they told me, and I was just busting up the whole time.
Okay, but did they? So they willingly admitted to you that they looked around the pool multiple times and couldn't figure out why. Okay,
Yeah.
I
My
love
officer told me that.
I love the officers I worked with, but I would not put it past them for them to leave that detail out. To just be like, and then he took us to the pool and we found him, and it's like, okay. And just conveniently gloss over the fact that they were like, no, he's not over here.
Well, the sheriff's deputy didn't really say anything. It was my officer who was like, "Oh, dude, you should have seen this shit." And he was the one who told me straight up what happened, and he was hilarious.
We, it's like not funny, but it's funny.
Hold on. Ernie says he would be suffocating with a Capri Sun straw.
That'd be so funny.
Can you imagine if he had the Capri Sun in his car? He's like, "Shit, I'm gonna run, but I know I'm gonna get thirsty."
Yeah, maybe he drank it first.
Chug it, like, and then
Rehydrate.
I got the straw.
I just know. So we had an incident where some officers were fired at, and nobody was hurt. So like you can kind of, it's easier to talk about because everybody's safe and fine. And but they had dropped the gun, and just the group of people I worked with, they searched and searched and searched, and it's winter, so there's snow. And from my understanding, they had searched this area, this trash can, everything, just a couple times. And then a couple months later, we get a call from a homeowner who's like, I just found this shot-off shotgun in my trash can. And it's the same one. And I jokingly to my coworkers were like, who wants to tell the canine that they found that gun where he searched? And we're all just like,
Right.
like no one wants to be like, you missed it. Yeah. So I'm just really
who had the
impressed.
pleasure. Anyone?
I don't know that anybody had like a distinct honor of doing it. I think they just found out. But it wasn't me. I wasn't going to tell them.
Yeah. I mean, there's
Yeah. Like, there's just those times where you're like, I'm just a dispatcher. I'm not the one.
Snaps. You hear that?
Okay, but you have to admit there are times where you use it like you're like, oh nope, I'm just a dispatcher.
I just work here.
Yep, I just work here.
Oh man. So for sure, clever or dumb?
I think clever.
Clever.
I wouldn't have thought of that.
For all of you who are watching right now, what do you think?
I would have passed out trying to hold my breath.
Clever or dumb? I just can't imagine, like, I don't know. I can't float or anything, so just sink. So this person was probably the same way. But I would imagine, they're holding their nose, and like maybe it would have to be a twisty straw.
I'm very intrigued.
to hold it.
Can we get in touch with this guy?
I mean,
Get his side of the story.
Yeah, he's probably a magician now or some shit. I don't know.
Like, yeah, I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of follow-up questions.
Yeah, I knew someone. This was a cousin's friend or something who got pulled over, and he didn't want to get out and was just being very shitty and stuff with the officer who was up there. It just happened to be a canine officer as well. So he starts running, okay, and the command gets thrown out. And this is from a while ago. This is just a story that I was told. And we've got some weighing in. So we've got dumb and clever so far. So we're 50-50 here. This is good. So this person hauls ass running. A command is thrown out. The dog goes hauling ass after him. Dog ends up holding on to his arm and is biting him. The guy picks up the dog and starts running with the dog.
That's so fantastic. I did. I did see a sticker that was like, "I bring heroin to the airport just so I can pet the dog." Like, how much do you love dogs? And it was like, I bring drugs to the airport just so I can pet
Good
the dog.
Lord.
And I was like, I wouldn't do that, but that's pretty committed.
Yeah, that is for sure. So there's another one. Dumb or clever?
Ingenious is, I think, the right word.
He did eventually. They did catch up to him, but
But like the dog didn't like just freak out, or like he just held it in a way.
the way I was told, because the dog was on his arm, he just like.
Oh, and the dog
scooped it
doesn't
up.
want to let go.
Right, he just scooped it up. The dog didn't want to let go. But can you imagine? Like, let's just scenario it. You know, you're sitting in your living room just watching TV, and then you see somebody run by with holding onto a dog. Like,
With like blood, probably. And the cop's just chasing. So.
Ricky says dog napping.
I was like, good puppy. That did. I have a sibling that's in law enforcement, and I had joked because she had to come flying by in her unit on duty. We worked for like 2 adjoining counties, different counties. So I was coming home from work. She's at work.
Wait a minute. You said you had joked or choked?
I joked like I
Joked.
I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
At first, I thought you said you choked. And
No, I didn't joke.
okay.
So I had joked because she came flying by and I took a video, and I've been sick, so I didn't see like any of my family. So I jokingly was like, you know, when you see your family, like the closest you've come to a family member in 2 weeks is her, like as she's flying by me. And I innocently like was like, so were you like in the pursuit or you were going to it? Not realizing, like, she was like, no, I was in it. Like, I was just slow, okay? I was like, no, didn't know. Like, I wasn't implying that you like were keeping up. I didn't know. I wasn't trying to imply that like she was not keeping up with the pursuit. I just didn't know that's what they were doing.
Oh man, that's messed up, dude. Your own sister.
I didn't know.
She's like, you're an ass.
I didn't know. I'm sorry. I was just innocently asking. Not well, because I was like, well, I didn't know like you were. I didn't know till they were in pursuit until I went back to work the next day.
Yeah.
And like whoever they were chasing wasn't just like out of control. So it wasn't like I just saw her and I'm like, oh, I wonder if that's, you know, her. So like I'm not really paying attention to the whole situation, which probably says something about me as a person. Like I just see the flashing lights like everybody else on the road and I'm like, ooh, cop car. But yeah, I felt kind of bad because it's like I wasn't trying to imply that you like weren't keeping.
I could just see your sister's face, the way you made it. Like,
yes, that's exactly what she was like. I was in the pursuit. I was like, oh, sorry.
all I can see is that little rhino that's trying to keep up on Jumanji. Oh shit! I'm sorry. I was trying to catch up.
That just reminds me of more funny stories with her though at her job. One time she went on an emu chase.
Whoa.
No.
An emu chase?
Was it an emu or what's the other one that looks like an emu? What's the other bird? Ostrich. So whichever one it was.
We need flashcards if you have any.
So also like now I'm gonna get a picture on my work locker because whichever one it was, but she said the other name. So then they posted pictures on her work locker so she would know the difference in the future because she called it by the wrong name.
Yeah, you're definitely gonna get that now too.
Now I'm gonna go down with her. Yes, I'm just throwing her under the bus too. It's really fun. She'll probably never see this. It's fine. She won't know.
Maybe.
I hope not.
You're just gonna have to share it with her.
Yeah.
Well, then she'll hate both of us because, you know, I was talking about the rhino.
Yes.
My apologies.
I hope she sees this just so I can like buy her like a stuffed rhino for Christmas.
A little stuffed rhino. It has a sticky note on it that says, I was trying to catch up.
I was trying to catch up.
Yes,
I didn't
exactly.
know. That's
Yes.
fantastic.
Oh, that is hilarious, man.
Oh, my poor
So,
family.
What are one of the things that what was that?
I'm just getting ready to leave. I just want to say bye.
Oh.
It was very nice.
It was nice to meet you as well.
We're just saying bye to people. Ricardo's very famous.
Right.
People love him.
Thank you, huh?
I was just saying people love you.
And if there's anything I could ever do, just take to let me know.
I'm just
I will. I will
The sidekick.
let you know.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one. So, I guess from all the stuff that we've done here, and a lot of the sessions, you had a session today.
I did. We briefly talked about that. Did you notice I tried to get the attention off me? I was like, yeah, let's talk about your session.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Let's not talk about this. Not that it went bad.
It was good. No,
yeah,
the session
I
was
enjoyed
good.
myself.
It was excellent. And then,
I sang Hannah Montana.
okay. Oh, hold on. We got to stop right here for a moment. Yes. Can we hear a couple of bars?
No, I was just explaining to the audience, like with trainees, like I think it's important to hold space for them in the sense of letting them know, like, you're gonna make mistakes. Like, it's going to happen. Don't fear it. Do the best you can, and when it happens, just know that that's part of the learning process. Like, don't make them feel like. So there's a Hannah Montana song where it's like it goes, everybody makes mistakes, everybody has a bad day. So that I kind of sang that. I don't even know the rest of the song. I forgot the rest of it. I just always remember that line.
Ernie says here, party in the USA, please.
This is not a request show, Ernie.
But it could be.
It could be. Try to work that into the next one.
And go.
So I throw my hands up. They're playing my song. The Butterflies Fly Away. I don't even know. Shaking my hips like yeah. Moving my something like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. It's party in the USA.
There you go. Well done.
It is one of my favorite things. Have you ever seen where they like do song lyrics, but like as a conversation, like they just say them,
Oh, yeah.
and then they
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
sound ridiculous when you're like just saying them.
I've done that before with my kids, and they're like listening, and they'll go, "Oh, wait, what do you, Dad? Like, you're doing a song." I'm like,
Such a dad thing to do too.
Yes.
When you're like, as a kid, you're like, "Dad, you're such a dad."
Oh, we've got so. Let's see. Ernie,
Gosh.
threw some hands up. Yeah. Brian says you guys are awesome. And Sarah
No, you're
says,
awesome,
"Put your
Brian."
hands up. They're playing my song. Go.
I can't.
Oh.
I already did it. I'm not.
I know.
I don't do the same song twice. That doesn't mean suggest another one. Although,
You heard it here first.
so we should do that though. We should like come up. You know how like in Dispatch you'll play the game where you'll like try to get somebody to say a certain word.
Yes.
We should just we should do that for our presentations. Like we should pick like you have to incorporate this. I remember one time in high school, like obviously years ago, if anybody knows the band 303. So they
Okay.
had like the hand symbol, like 303. So me and a group of friends, we had to do PowerPoints over a book we read. We all had our presentations. And so we like dared each other all to like figure out how to incorporate a 303 hand sign into your PowerPoint. Like you had to find it. So being from Nebraska, I did a Willa Cather book because I'm a nerd. Anywho, so I found this picture of Willa Cather. This is so irrelevant to Dispatch, and I'm just telling the story. So if you stop watching, I don't blame you.
Everyone's gone.
So I had a picture of Willa Cather, and she's like sitting at a table, and then I just put the like little hand gesture. So like Willa Cather's sitting at a table making like a 303 sign. It was one of my crowning achievements in high school. Now you know useless facts about me.
Achievement.
It's one of my best memories.
I mean, I could throw out a couple. I think everybody knows my stories from high school. You know, pretending to be my dad on the phone, skipping
that's
school,
pretty
getting
good.
caught, all that good stuff. Sarah
I don't really have
says-
anything exciting.
Sarah says my favorite song of hers is "We Can't Stop," so I request that. And go.
We can't stop. We won't stop. I don't remember the rest of it. That's something else. I can't remember anything else of that song.
I mean, you were going
Can't
like
stop.
this.
I know because I'm like trying to
it's-
sing it. Like, no, I got nothing.
Wow.
I don't know.
Ernie says you just achieved gangster status.
Listen, Ernie. I lived in Memphis for a couple years. I already had that. Just kidding.
Sarah says we run things. They don't run. We what? Don't
Oh.
take nothing from nobody.
Yeah, what Sarah said.
That's for you to say.
I know, I don't. Why is it like quiz halcyon and songs night?
That's what makes it fun.
You know what? So we'll have another like night tonight with a dance party. So you know how like we were talking about earlier, like you listen to music all day long and you like know all your favorite songs, but the moment like a DJ or whoever's like, what do you want to listen to? And you're like, I've never heard music in my life, is what it feels like. Because you're like, I can't remember a single song I've ever heard now that I'm on the spot. So feel free to drop your suggestions in the comments so when he asks tonight, we can present a list of good dance songs.
Yeah, we'll see how they run it. They do a good job.
Yeah.
A lot of good music. For
Yeah, he did.
Hospitality night and everything.
I want to make a joke, but I don't want to offend anyone.
Oh, jeez.
I just like to. I did tell him last night. I was like, "You gotta like play something dancey." I was like, "White people love when you play songs that tell them what to do. Like we love when you give us instructions,
Like, what is the?
like a wobble, a cha-cha slide, an electric slide, a Cupid shuffle. Like if you, like you gotta tell us how to move our feet." I'm just saying.
That is amazing. Words of wisdom from Halcyon Frank.
If you're hosting a party,
Live wrong.
white people love instructions in their dance moves.
Which one is your favorite? Sounds like a good one.
I can do a mean WAP, but that one's not as. Oh, that doesn't mean what it used to mean. So WOP used to be a dance.
Oh.
Well, it's still a song, but then WAP took over that
True.
word.
Yes.
So
Ernie over here says Cotton Eye Joe.
I don't remember if they play that. We'll have to put that on the list. I can, yeah.
Where did you go?
Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
We're going off the edge now.
We just do a session where we like speak the songs. Quick, someone throw another song that we can do.
I don't know, man. I don't know if my laptop has enough battery.
People watching are like, I'm just pity watching you, so that way there's viewers. Please stop.
Yes. Like, we don't know what to do from here now.
Like, I can't not watch you because I feel bad. So stop talking, please.
No, this has been good. This has been excellent. We've had a chance to do all of this. That is that's an epic mustache. Someone
What?
just walked by with an epic mustache.
He had a cool hat too, so I didn't know what you were going to refer to at first.
Both very awesome with an AC/DC shirt.
I was gonna
You,
say
sir,
AC/DC.
win the day.
You, sir, are my
Someone walks
hero.
by, like, can you just look into the camera really quick?
Look into the camera. You're on candid camera.
Oh, well done. All right. I'm about to lose battery on my laptop.
Yeah, let's go before we just start quoting Golden Girls.
It's going to end up just like shutting out here.
They're probably like, yes, that's what we want. Just
Yeah.
end it. Pull the plug.
Well, you just said Golden Girls and stuff, so
You know, now we gotta talk.
thank you for being a friend.
Every time you tell a story, I don't understand why you don't start out with picture it. Dispatch,
This is true.
2007.
Travel down the road and back again.
And
Your heart is true
you're a friend.
and a confidant.
And if we threw a party and invited everyone you knew,
You would see the biggest gift would be for me.
so thank you for being a friend.
You forgot the last part.
wait.
And the card attached would say,
Oh, yes. And the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Damn, you just fucked it up.
You know what? I almost watched that show too much. That I'm like, I just skip through the intro now.
Oh, man.
Have you seen the gospel version?
Yes. That one is fun.
Favorite. They're like,
We will check
dear
you
goodness,
all
please stop
later.
talking.
Yes. Thank you all for joining us here live at the Kentucky Emergency Services Conference 2021 here from the Expo Hall. This has been a lot of fun. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and for jumping in and weighing in on the clever or dumb debate here. That is excellent.
Yes.
I will say clever and kind of dumb, but still clever in a way. You know, it still works.
I mean, I wasn't going to think of it, either of those things, so.
No, I mean, pull
Like,
up a
it's-
straw out of nowhere.
It's one of those things you almost have to be like so dumb that like it's a very simple thing. You're like, well, I just picked up the dog.
Yeah, that too. I just picked the dog.
Just
I need to get away. The dog
don't
was
make
biting
it-
my arm, and I don't know what else to do.
Don't make it complicated. Just pick up the dog.
I can pick up heavy things, so I needed to do it, and I ran.
And I ran so far away.
All right, now we're done. This live broadcast has been sponsored by Digital Rep Deploy and Carbine. I apologize, and I just played. Thank you very much to the sponsors and the patrons and everybody who's been watching, and especially to the conference for bringing the podcast back and for everything. This is an amazing conference. If you've not ever been to the Kentucky conference, make sure you do so. Amazing people, amazing speakers, a lot of good time. Make sure to check it out. And if you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the show, you can email us, and that's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Are you laughing?
Yeah, because you just like started talking really fast.
And any bonus content, you can check us out at patreon.com/WTTpodcast. You can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. And we will check you all later.
Is it time to go shake our rumps? No, not yet.
Maybe.
Soon.
Have a good one, everyone. We'll see you later.